In this buffalo herd, there are over 100. When the hoofed animals approached the watering hole, the lions thought it was their chance to get some lunch. However, the predators were mistaken. The buffaloes were ready for the attack and launched a true onslaught on their old enemies. A group of the most fierce and strong buffaloes separated from the herd, pouncing on the lionesses. The herbivores knocked the hunters down from a small plateau and nearly trampled them in a series of swift attacks. The predatory cats did not anticipate such resistance and barely escaped. Today, we will show you other incredible instances when buffaloes made their adversaries regret ever attacking them. Typically, lions don't hunt together with lionesses because their large, dense manes are challenging to camouflage in the savanna. However, there's plenty of tall shrubs, low trees, and grass here. Thanks to suitable conditions and terrain, the males can approach the buffaloes closely and deliver powerful strikes. The males hunting together start the attack. Experienced lions silently approach through hidden paths, sneak up, and get close to unsuspecting bulls. The determination and speed with which these huge cats launch an attack on their future prey can be quite intimidating, don't you think? At this moment, it may seem that the lions are unstoppable. The males are ready to back each other up, but even in one-on-one battle, each of them is able to deal with a young buffalo. The attack begins. Lions split up and charged towards the herd of buffaloes, scattering them in different directions. This was a mistake. The lions underestimated their opponents. If they had attacked even 2 lions on one buffalo, they would have easily dealt with the opponent. Instead, a lone lion pounced on a bull, delivered a crushing blow, and successfully knocked it to the ground. The predator clamped onto the victim's throat, holding it with powerful clawed paws. However, the massive herbivore managed to withstand the onslaught. A larger, experienced buffalo came to its aid. It knocked the lion off its fellow's neck and literally tossed the predator aside, then threw it to the ground. The fight took place in the shallows of a swamp. A powerful blow on the water was particularly painful. The bull capitalized on its success, continuing to trample the lion before effortlessly lifting it by the horns. The buffalo began tossing the lion in the air, almost disemboweling it, and threw it back into the water. Another predator tried to support its comrade from behind. However, the herd came to the aid of our hoofed hero. The buffaloes calmed down and initiated a counterattack. The lions had to retreat. Let this be a lesson to them. Buffaloes should not be underestimated. Their bravery, combined with the ability to quickly assess the situation to come to a comrade's aid, deserves your like, don't you think? Lions sprawled around the buffalo, ready for lunch, when suddenly, the hoofed creature rises abruptly, catching the lions off guard. The lions, shocked, lose initiative, unable to spring back quickly to bring down their prey. It turns out the bull was just injured, not finished off. Eventually, amidst predators, the hoofed creature gathers strength for a decisive leap, rising just when the lions relaxed and lost their vigilance. Moreover, the buffalo retreated and resisted the tired predators after the hunt. A massive herd of buffaloes cornered the mighty lion against a tree. The male, agile and fast, found his enormous weight a disadvantage this time. He attempted to climb higher, but unlike agile leopards, lions struggle with vertical climbs. He fell right under the hooves of enraged buffaloes, who discovered their old enemy. A systematic onslaught began. The hoofed creatures had no intention of letting their opponent go. They had scores to settle with this lion. If the predator had hidden as soon as the herd approached it, it could have escaped, but it's too late now. The lion didn't know who it was dealing with. Few herbivores use their advantage to attack predators. Usually, herbivores gather in herds for a convenient escape, but not buffaloes. These massive beasts not only trample the lion, but constantly deliver severe blows with their horns. An experienced buffalo skillfully uses the terrain's features in the battle. It lifted the male on its horns and struck the cat, weighing about 1/4 of a ton, against the steep slope of a hill. Then it lifted and struck again. Certainly, the hoofed animal is much larger than the predator, but even with such a size difference, it's impressive how effortlessly the bull lifts the heavyweight panther off the ground. The buffalo's strength is immense. Additionally, the bull attempts to pierce the predator's skin with the sharp tips of its horns. With each strike, the hoofed creature puts its entire weight into the attack. The lion's belly wasn't ripped open, but the predator still sustained critical damage to internal organs after all of these blows. The neck and spine are broken. Sharp rib fragments penetrated the lungs and heart. The lion cubs won't witness their father's return. It's unfortunate, but the buffaloes fought against their main enemy. But if you think the strength of the buffaloes lies only in numerical advantage, you're mistaken. It's different in this particular case. The group of lionesses attacked the lone buffalo. Just to look at how skillfully it defends itself. The horned creature uses not only brute force, but also fights remarkably skillfully. It lures lionesses into an optimal distance for a counterattack, thwarting attempts to jump onto its back with a quick horn strike. The buffalo pivots and literally scatters its enemies. It quickly propels itself off the ground with its front legs, changing direction left or right after a leap. That way, it prevents surprise attacks from an unexpected direction. However, the pride is numerous. The sounds of battle attract more predators. It becomes a serious problem, and the buffalo attempts to escape. Just look at it run. The lionesses didn't expect such speed. They try to catch the enemy, grabbing its hind legs to allow their companions to latch onto the neck and head. But the buffalo employs an unexpected tactic. It starts kicking at full speed, like a horse. Several precise strikes to the lioness's chest make her slow down. Broken ribs will ache for weeks. But the predators don't give up. Finally, they catch up with the buffalo and attempt to grab its hind legs. Despite the dangerous clawed burden, the hoofed creature hardly loses mobility and continues moving, even trying to run. The bull is ready to deliver a fatal horn strike to any lioness daring to jump on its face. No huntress dares to risk it. The lionesses are becoming exhausted. They act as efficiently as possible, taking turns, but the bull skillfully prolongs the battle. It continues to resist, and the predatory cats, despite all their strength and coordination, can't bring down the opponent. Eventually, a huge experienced male lion appears. It's amusing to watch as the lion calmly walks by. The lionesses fight, attempting to bring down this indomitable buffalo, while the lion just passes by, assesses the situation, then turns away and continues walking calmly. If he engages in the battle, the bull won't stand a chance. Therefore, seeing such a dangerous adversary, the horned fighter resists even more strongly. The buffalo wanted to show the lion that dealing with him is exhausting and perilous. While scattering the lionesses, the hoofed creature avoids getting too close to the lion, staying out of a dangerous distance. What do you think? Did the lion eventually attack the buffalo, or did he leave it alone? Share your predictions in the comment section underneath this video. A young lion and lioness set an ambush for a whole herd of buffaloes descending the hill. There are over 100 hoofed creatures here. Each buffalo weighs about half a ton, armed with horns and powerful hooves, possessing immense strength and sturdy hides. Hiding right in front of the approaching herd, which moves like a lightning wave, requires courage. The lions have a plan. They find the optimal moment and leap out of hiding to start pursuing the buffaloes. Predators want to frighten the hoofed animals with their sudden appearance and turn them into retreat. And you know what? Surprisingly, the plan is successful. Instinctively, the buffaloes get scared and turn back. However, there's a problem. What do we do next? The predators should catch the straggling hoofed individual and deal with it. However, the lions attacked too early, and the bulls turned out unexpectedly fast. They raised a cloud of dust, which the bewildered lions had to swallow. The herd quickly reached a dominant height, and attacking the hill from below would be foolish. The cats simply watched the bulls, not knowing what to do. It's a pity. The first reaction of buffaloes to predators is an attempt to escape. But this doesn't mean herbivores are timid. On the contrary, a whole squad of scouts emerges from the herd, ready to launch a frontal attack on the predators and scatter them. The bulls gain momentum and descend from the hill. The lions realized too late who they were dealing with, and barely managed to escape from these powerful, yet surprisingly fast buffaloes. A massive bull ascends a narrow path between steep slopes in the ravine. The lioness observes the hoofed creature and realizes it's too large to handle alone. The cat jumps behind the bull, attempting to hide from potential threat. The lion doesn't know why this buffalo came here and doesn't understand who it's dealing with at all. It's a real horned adventure. It tracks the lion's den to retaliate for their raids on its native herd. The bull runs straight into the bushes where the lion cubs are hiding. It lunges at the cubs, attempting to trample them. Fortunately, the little ones are already large enough to dodge and start fleeing from the terrifying horned monster. Some believe that the desire for revenge is a too complex emotion, accessible only to humans and, in extreme cases, a few highly intelligent animals like elephants and dolphins. But is it just a coincidence that the bull ended up here accidentally? Did it accidentally climb the steep slope and find lion cubs hiding among the dense bushes, freezing motionless in the face of danger? It seems more like a cunning plan. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. The lion cubs were lucky. They scattered. However, their mother won't go hunting for buffaloes anytime soon. This leopard made a huge mistake when deciding to attack African buffaloes. The spotted panther's plan involved a lightning-fast attack on a calf. The leopard intended to stealthily approach, then suddenly strike the buffaloes from the flank, crush the calf's trachea, escape, and return to the prey after the herd departed. However, the plan failed. The buffaloes immediately detected the leopard and instantly counterattacked. The predator had to hide in a tree. But that's not the end. Typically, the panther finds safety in the treetops, but this is not the case now. It was a mistake to anger these buffaloes. The buffalo can't climb up, but it possesses such terrifying strength that it attacks the tree itself. The leopard certainly didn't expect this. The plant, with sturdy bark, mighty branches, and a height equivalent of a 2-story house, trembles as if in a hurricane. The buffalo wants to knock down the tree, or at least dislodge the leopard onto the ground to trample it, lift it on its horns, mix it with dust. The panther, shocked and clinging to a branch, gets lucky this time. The buffalo really loses interest and leaves. But it's a lesson learned for the leopard. A buffalo charges at young lions, acting as if he's the predator and they're the helpless prey. The inexperienced lions, stunned by the force, can't react in time as the buffalo literally tosses one of their kin away with its horns. The buffalo grabs him by the hind leg, lifting him up, detaching the predator weighing as much as a motorcycle from the ground. Notice the short, sharp strikes and head movements of the buffalo, both making the lion somersault in the air and attempting to gore its belly with the sharp tips of its horns. The lion falls to the ground, seemingly avoiding fatal injuries. But now the buffalo will be taken more seriously by these carnivores. The massive buffalo is injured. It collapses at the feet of the lions, wounded after a fierce battle against a group of experienced lionesses. The lions begin to close in, forming a circle to finish off their prey, but suddenly another bull appears. It swoops into the frame in a wide arc, dispersing the lions. The wounded comrade lying on the ground can't defend itself or aid its friend. The hero arrived too late, facing a whole pack of predators alone. The unexpected attack makes the lionesses step back for a moment, but they are ready to confront this bull as well. He stops beside his fallen companion, looks at it with sadness, but then flees. Did he abandon the injured one? Nevertheless, facing an entire pack of lionesses alone, the bull had no chance. He was fortunate to catch the hunters off guard with a sudden charge. Now, they are ready to take him seriously and to deal with the second buffalo in a row. The hoofed creature understands this and runs away. The lionesses finally get to work. They leap onto the lying bull from different sides, restraining its limbs from its last convulsive movements. The most experienced and powerful female grabs the buffalo by the throat. Lions have long, sharp fangs, but don't sever large vessels on the victim's neck. They suffocate it. Although the lioness's prey can no longer resist, the buffalo has a few minutes of life left until the lionesses strangle it. However, finishing off a half-ton, hoofed animal is not easy, even without resistance. Suddenly, the buffalo strike force arrives. The bull, trying to defend the wounded comrade, didn't abandon him, but went for help, bringing it back just in time. Neither antelopes, nor zebras, nor any other hoofed animals can boast such loyalty to their kind. A whole herd of bulls came to save one of their own. The lionesses retreat. They are cornered, but can't completely turn them away. The predatory cats are too maneuverable, agile, and brave. They step back a few paces, but not all of them. The strongest lioness still presses the head of the wounded buffalo to the ground. She no longer suffocates him, and the bull doesn't move. Perhaps the herd was too late? Fortunately, the bulls arrived in time at a very crucial moment. The attacked victim gathers strength and moves its legs and head several times. The bulls see that their kind is alive and slowly approach the lionesses. Credit to the bravest lions here. She struck the leader of the rescue team several times with her clawed paw right in the face. But this couldn't shake the bulls' determination, and they saved their own. 5 lions attacked one young buffalo. In the hunting group, there are 2 males and 3 females, while the buffalo is alone since its herd is quite far away. Against such power, the hoofed animal had no chance. The predators were not only numerous, but skillful. They effectively used the tactic of surrounding, quickly bringing down the buffalo, and one of the males immediately grabbed it by the throat. Predators from the other sides also pressed the buffalo to the ground. Even one lion holding the buffalo's throat in its jaws could have dealt with the hoofed animal. Still, the claws of the other pride members would have deprived the buffalo of any chance to escape. Suddenly, 2 lionesses started fighting each other. Pretty unexpected, isn't it? Typically, it's the males who settle disputes amongst themselves, right? However, these 2 females also had some unresolved issues, and it escalated into a fierce fight. A terrifying roar erupted as the cats exchanged blows, rolling on the ground, gripping each other powerfully. The other hunters were shocked by this turn of event. One lion attempted to separate the lionesses and stop the fight, but failed. The lionesses were too engrossed. The buffalo realized this was his chance. He tried to stand, but the second lion pressed his head to the ground with a powerful paw movement. However, the lionesses didn't stop fighting. They thought the meal was ready and started sorting out their differences at an inconvenient time. This was a big mistake. Never underestimate the will to live of other beings. Gradually, the conflict between the 2 lionesses drew the attention of the rest of the hunting party. And now, nobody is holding the buffalo on the ground. One lion clearly sided with his favorite, so the second lion let go of the buffalo and joined the conflict to prevent bloodshed. While the lions and the third lioness try to stop the aggressive cat fight, the buffalo decides to stand up again. Though he endured several dangerous blows, he managed, albeit with difficulty, to rise to his feet almost silently. Meanwhile, the predators continued their fight, turning into a whirlwind of claws and fangs that shifted a bit forward. Surprisingly, the buffalo managed to slip away right from under the noses of the battling predators before they even realized what had happened. Underestimating this hoofed animal was a mistake. Perhaps he was lucky, but he made the most of his chance. Whose side are you on in this particular situation? Let us know below. A whole pride of lions attacked a huge bull. One-on-one, the buffalo could easily send any of the predators flying. However, lions act too strategically. They attack almost simultaneously from different sides, forcing the buffalo to continually move from one enemy to another. Victory for the bull is not even worth considering here, only the escape. But the lions are faster, surrounding him. Escaping from such encirclement is not easy, especially when a particularly bold enemy is poised to launch powerful curved claws or grab the leg or even the neck at any moment. The predators were close to bringing down their prey, but the buffalo, with his last strength, managed to reach the water and go to a convenient depth for defense. The combined force of the hunters far exceeds the capabilities of the hoofed animal. But there is one advantage that even the numerical superiority of the enemy cannot take away from the buffalo. This is the bull's height. The head of the tall herbivorous beast is above the water, slowing and restraining the movements of the shorter felines. The bull used this advantage and began delivering sharp blows with its fearsome horns to the predators clinging to its back. The beast only seems unwieldy due to its mighty build. In reality, this buffalo surprises with the flexibility of its spine and sharp horn strikes, threatening to pierce or even hook those predators daring to jump on the herbivore's hind legs. The lions had to retreat, but they are now waiting for the buffalo on the shore. Do you think this hoofed animal remained safe in the water? No, the buffalo charged at the pride of lions. They definitely did not expect such a move here, but underestimating an enraged buffalo was not wise. He threw off the predators who had to retreat. Surprisingly, the furious resistance was skillfully combined with composure. He didn't get carried away with a counterattack and stayed close to the water's edge. When the agile cats launched a counterattack to lure the buffalo onto the land for a prolonged fight and ambush him, the buffalo immediately climbed back into the water. He showed the enemies that a whole pride of lions was not up to the task of taking on this buffalo right here. The hunters had to let him go, as continuing the battle could cost them too dearly. Which of today's cases where buffaloes gave enemies a particularly tough resistance impressed you the most? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That way, we'll see each other way more often.